Hello everyone, it's time issue 4, and if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know where I am, or at least have some idea. If not, then this looks like a random floating isle. But I am in creative. And you can kind of see, or you can also see, if you saw to the side there, what exactly is going on. Back here. This is I guess the first major Minecraft map I ever released. It's called Influx. It is a complete the monument puzzle map. So there are 16 wools, and here is the monument right here. You know this is old because let me actually. I didn't adjust sounds at all before I started doing this. I'm everything down. You know it's old because I have holes in the roof because back then there was no spectator, so I could not just do this to get in and out of places. I had to actually punch holes. That's how old the map is. You can also tell it's super old. The simple fact that it's covered in redstone along with the command blocks. Nowadays, you almost see no redstone. It's pure command block lines and chains and repeating command blocks. Now I have timers everywhere that I actually had to enable and disable over and over again because the world was starting to get too much lag because of all the timers. So it was a massive project. This took a year and a half. It was a long time. In the end, it did actually get released, and a few people were able to get through it. The main problems, and there were problems. The first and obvious one, it's crazy hard. When I started the map, I estimated it'd take 2 to 3 hours. That's probably a good amount of time. It took most people, the people that finished it, ended up taking them probably close to 30. So it's hard. And I understand that. This was my first attempt at real... I don't know. It was my first attempt at making something for other people to do. Making puzzles for other people. Because when I look at these, I say, oh yeah, this is obviously the solution. And someone else looks at it, they're like, I see no way to bring me to that. I think I could do better. I think I could fix that. That's a... The other problem was it's full of bugs. Lots of things go wrong, lots of strange movements I didn't anticipate. Like there's one part right here. This was really weird. It actually soft locked the map. But in this little section right here, there's this jump. And if you stand right here, like right on the edge, and turn around, you will fall into the void and be unable to ever complete the map. Because whenever you get back to that point, nothing will happen anymore. Because it already did, and you fell into the void. So, stuff I didn't anticipate happening, stuff I didn't expect people to do. Lie. This is actually my favorite part. I could go on a whole story about this one section, this big soul sand box. It is probably my favorite part of the entire map, but I made it way too long. This part alone is half an hour. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's probably closer to an hour. But it requires understanding these complicated instructions I'm giving you and keeping track of lots of different things going on at the same time, all with a limited number of supplies. So if you mess up, you have to start over. The mechanics are really good. I like the mechanics. It was good system. It was just long, unforgiving, and this part though, this puzzle right here is not changing at all. It's beautiful puzzle. I need to better describe the instructions for it, but otherwise it is great. Takes thought. It's not too hard. It's short. I like it, and the redstone behind it's pretty cool too. But this is a beautiful puzzle, and I haven't even described what I'm doing yet. But let me just go through all the things I like and dislike, and then I'm going to describe what happens from here. So this map has 3 mazes. Technically, three mazes like this. This is the first one, very straightforward. Not really, none of them are straightforward. This is actually the most straightforward maze in the entire thing, and you can't even see it. It's the most straightforward maze. Solve it. There's this maze right here, which is maze. Yay. I get bored. It's actually mind-boggling, this maze. Does it actually still function? I have no idea if it actually still functions. Probably not. Most of the redstone in here is going to be broken. It's mind-boggling. You will get dizzy. You will probably throw up doing it. No, it's not bad. It's just something about it makes it really hard. And you either have to go super slow or face the fact that you're going to get lost. I'm not sure what I'm actually going to do about this maze. It's good. It might just be too big. Just too big. In which case I can fix that. The last maze, those are those three. The last one, which isn't technically a maze, is this right here. This is another one of those things where it was just too hard. You see all the arrows on top aren't given to you. The arrows are the optimal way through. So I will explain what goes on here because it's not giving you the solution. It's kind of just describing my mindset when making it and how messed up it is. There's lots of good stuff here. It's just riddled with bad things. Like, this is a cool puzzle. This takes some thought. This one, what's this one? This one's pretty cool. A little hard. Probably can make it easier, but pretty cool. This one, eh. Since this, I like this one too. Like, there's all nice quality puzzles. You don't have to do most of them. So the way this works is you see these 25 chambers, each with 4 exits. They're all identical inside, except some of them have paths you can't go. They're all identical. They all pretty much have more than one direction you can leave. Each direction either goes to another chamber or goes to a puzzle. So you can see this. It's like these plugs on the end. So you'd walk through this tube, and as you're rounding this corner, it would teleport you to a new section. So it didn't look like you actually moved, but it looks like it's all connected, and you get to a puzzle like this, where you'd have to solve it, go through, and you'd end up back up here in another random spot. You had no idea what spot you were in. You had really had a hard time figuring out if you'd been there before. So it was really a lot of running in circles with no direction at all. Puzzles were great. I liked the puzzles. They're not hard. They were meant to be short, sweet. This one's pretty cool. What does it say? Drop item for can place on bricks. That's helpful. Kinda. That's a similar thing. They're all very cool, unique puzzles. What does this say? Doesn't say anything. Alright. I don't remember what that room is. But it's just the fact that you had to wander into them, figure out if you're even supposed to be doing them, and if doing them actually gives you negative progress. So I have some plans for this, which is actually really, really simple. It's a simple solution. Will be hard to figure out exactly how it works. And I'll talk to that. I still haven't described what we're doing. Any other things? There's a lot of parkour in this. No one likes parkour. I made the parkour too hard. Parkour is going to get easier. It's going to be, you might fall once. Like, I want it to be 3 tries. If you can't get through in 3 tries, it's hard. If you can't get through in 3 tries having seen it before, it's hard. Like, you come into it, you know all the jumps, you know which path to go to next. 3 tries. More than 3 tries, too hard. Should be 1. If you know what you're doing, it should take 1 try. The brown wool. I can go on stories about the brown wool as well. Brown wool is a 10-part wool, where you have to complete every part in order. If you fail a part, you get sent back to your last checkpoint. The checkpoint system was cool, but failed miserably because no one ever had the items for the checkpoint. If you look back through, yeah, you can keep all the items, but people drop things, people put things in chests. No one ends up having the required items for the checkpoint, meaning you have to do the same thing over and over again. It gets very, very tedious. Simple solution here. I'm basically probably just gonna give all the checkpoints. Any other ones that I really wanted to say something in general about? Parkour, yay! This is This is another one of those parkours. It could take you 20 tries to get through this. Simple parkour, not many jumps, but still. This was pretty cool. What I was gonna say was really cool. There's something I was gonna point out as being awesome. I don't remember what it was. This circle hallway is pretty neat. It's a little long. I might shorten it. This part over here is pretty cool. Yeah, this didn't give you enough time. But so, what am I doing? Why am I here? That was cool, right? I got to show you some of the stuff I've done before, and I got to tell you how much I hated it. No, it's a love-hate thing. What I want to do, announcing here, so that I'm kind of committed to having to do it. Influx Remastered. So this map originally came out, was made in 1.6, I want to say. That's when I started the map. The first release was around 1.8. Yeah, 1.8 was that big stretch we didn't have any releases, I think. Yeah, because 1.9 was the combat update. So 1.8. Around the beginning of that large 2-year stretch of no updates. That's when this map was released. There were no armor stands. There were no fancy command blocks. There were actually very few command block commands. I don't even think... When I started this map, I'm pretty sure we didn't even have clone. So it's very, very old commands. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole map. I'm going to keep the general idea. Or more than a general idea. I'm going to keep most of this here. I'm going to be making a lot of changes that I think need to be made. A lot of stuff's just going to be cut out, moved, updated, made better, made faster, made easier, using all new systems. And we're going to be releasing it for whatever the latest version of Minecraft happens to be when it comes out, which is, right now we're in 1.12. I'm actually currently in the 1.13 snapshot. So we got lots of fancy new commands. Like there's like, look at this. Look at this cool command stuff. That is so... I haven't even looked at this yet. That's really cool. It doesn't autocomplete items though. What is the fancy new block? It's... I don't remember. There's this new block that allows you to store structures. Structure block. There it is. This block allows you to store actual structures inside the save file. Well, not technically. With the save file. So they don't have to be somewhere in the world. And you can copy them in and out of that save file relatively quickly, I think. They have a limit. And if you try to do like a massive area, it's going to lag a bit. But it means I don't have to have stuff like this. Which actually, this was just me being lazy. Copying parkour flashes. Trying to be vague. So this will be really helpful. New command blocks is really nice. Armor stands for actually text. Actually no, I did have armor stands by the end because I used them for something. Yes, I did. I used armor stands by the end because they worked really well for like repeating timers, I think. Instead of having stuff like this where it flashes every other redstone tick, you could get timers that flashed every redstone tick, and that was a big deal at the time. But now we have repeating command blocks, so it doesn't matter. This redstone. It's great to see. Like this warms my heart seeing this redstone, but it needs to be fixed. All the new tech's gonna be used. And what I'm gonna do for videos is there are 16 wools. I can even point out where they're at. There's one right here. There's orange there. There's lime green there. There's light blue is way down under there. You can see that there. There is pink over here, which goes up to there. Magenta's far off in the distance. Yellow is over there. Cyan is this curvy thing right here. The red and the soul sand and the circle in the middle is light gray. Down that big square is purple. This maze and that is dark gray. Blue is also way off in the distance, but also accounts for this large gray and red structure around here, which no one ever got to, by the way. I'm going to point that out when we get to blue. Green is all this stuff down here, that stuff down there. Brown is this entire chunk of random floating things over here. Black is that and that. And red is also way off in the distance, but has a little little section right there. That's all you get of red. So it's all here. And there's stuff in the end too, but I don't want to spoil too much. So it's a lot here. We're gonna go one wool at a time. It's mostly going to be one episode per wool. Some of them are kind of long though. I think once you start getting into there's also 5 intersections, by the way. I didn't mention that. There's 5 intersections. This blue one's intersection 1, the green one's intersection 2, that yellow one's intersection 3, red one's intersection 4, that one's intersection 5. Once you start getting to intersection 4, it might get into 2 episodes each. Intersection 5 might even be 3, because they get really, really long, the wools. Like an hour completion time each, if not more. Black is like 3 hours. But it's going to be... I'm going to try not to spoil too much. I think this is my plan for the episodes. I'm going to, at some point, give my idea of what's supposed to happen. And that's kind of the spoil for the whole thing. I'll have stuff on the screen saying this is a spoiler for the solution. For the rest, I will be not talking about the idea of what's going to happen. I'll be talking about this individual point. So, for instance, the white wool, which is very straightforward. At the beginning, I'll say this exact sequence of events and what I wanted to happen. But for the first part, I might say, okay, so at this point, you say stand on the stone, and it teleports you away over there to a different room that looks the same from this angle but has different stuff behind you. Instead, what I'm going to do is not teleport you at all. I'm going to just move the stuff behind you so that you don't have the teleport flash. I'll say stuff like that. Doesn't give you the whole idea of what's happening, but it tells you the changes I want to make and why I'm going to make them. At which point I probably had already made them, because there's lots of simple changes, but some things are much more complicated. So this is all going to be in... I don't know how long these episodes are going to be. How long have I been recording now? 17 minutes. Dang, I've been rambling on for a long time. Actually, also, this map is speedrunnable. My best time is, I want to say my best time is 6 minutes beating this map. But no, it's more than 6 minutes because it takes a while to get to that part. It's probably closer to 20. But the speedrun solution is so obscure. It's so incredibly obscure. You'd have to know exactly what you were doing before you started. I'll even tell you, this right here, this rainbow box, this has every single wool in it. I'm not going to hover over the wools because... Oh yeah, I even forgot about that. That was actually kind of neat. I gave this text on each of the walls. You could see, I'm not going to stay on it for long so you can't read. I'll show you why. Like it gives you this text. And I'm actually going to read through them because I forget I made these. What is light blue? Every repetition. Ah, that's a spoiler. No. Just these random text with each wool, and it's kind of neat because when you get it, it's like, oh, that's interesting. But if you can get to this point and get these, you win. But getting to this point involves going to intersection 3, doing something very specific, leaving intersection 3, coming back to intersection 2, doing something else very specific, then coming back to intersection 1 and doing something else very specific. You can figure it out. That's really cool. Good job. But I'm showing you it's right here. You can, once you get to this point, you will see that, oh, if I can do this, I can beat the game. I just had to figure out how to do this. Yeah. I don't know how to end this now. So this is kind of episode 0 of the making of Influx Remastered. Ooh, that's a good title. I'm gonna go with that. That's too long. Remastering Influx. That's a mouthful. The making Influx Remastered in the making, something like that. I'll iron it out. But yeah, that's episode 0 of me describing exactly what I'm gonna do. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will be trying to get these out. I've had a lot of ideas. Like, I've been brainstorming ideas, and I want to implement them because I think this could be a cool, fun map. Something that takes enough time but not too much, and would be fun for people to play. And also, I haven't even said, since this map, I have learned a lot about making puzzles for other people. and how not to make them incredibly challenging. That's why I started this whole map saying, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, because I've learned. And I'm coming back to it with what I've learned, and hope you're at least interested in seeing what progress I can make with this, because I think this will be fun. Alright, so I'm going to end every episode coming back into my redstone hut, which I put here when I made it. Ooh, stuff. Saying, thank you for watching. Hope you're excited. Bye-bye. That was my door. Ah. Perfect outro.